In our world, we are presented with many problems. Albert Einstein gave great advice in this matter when he said, "Problems cannot be solved by the level of knowledge or awareness that created them." We have to get outside our box, and a mystic sees beyond the box to what has been hidden or forgotten. My name is Sharon Raji Maynard. It was curiosity that took me on a radical search for answers, and those answers came from ancient ones in spiritual worlds. Their knowledge foundations this podcast. Come as you are to see situations through my eyes as we sit together. Diversity is a natural condition within humanity, and hearing diversity expands our capacities and our awareness. Listen to a mystic's view to hear, to be enhanced, and to consider other possibilities. I welcome you to this week's journey. Thanks for coming along. Have you ever been in a situation where you are surprised and wonder, is this really me? Well, last week I went to the local Department of Social and Health Services, an office to support my friend who was getting some questions answered. The office was small, clean, and the workers were incredibly courteous and caring. I noticed that and was really impressed. As I sat in the waiting room watching her and the woman working with her through that personal window, I was really grateful she had support during this phase of her life. Then 2 women came into the area, both speaking Spanish. They were in their mid-50s or 60s. And as they were called to one of the service windows, it was clear that the older woman did not speak English and the other was there to translate. Again, I sensed the caring and the patience and just the general dignity with which these women were treated. The next to come into the office was a young couple, maybe late teens, early 20s. The young girl seemed to be the one needing help, and her companion was there to support. As they were called to the window, I had a thought roll through my mind, followed very quickly by an emotion. The thought came in such a quick flash that it came and was gone before I could capture it exactly in words, but the emotion associated with it startled me. The concept was something like, these people are less than. They don't deserve help. They're undoubtedly takers, not worth helping. And then feelings rolled through my body that were of disgust and dismissal. The thoughts and feelings were those that I would have associated with people you might call skinheads or fanatics, but certainly not any that I had even ever entertained. And yet, there they were. I sat quietly in my chair, and then with an awareness and effort, I literally demanded that the energy of those concepts and of those emotions be transformed. Stop. No. And here is what I find valuable in the mystic's view, and I want to share it with you this week. We live in a sea of energy vibrations. The air we breathe, energy. And most of those vibrations are totally unseen. Radio waves, television frequencies, cell phone bingings, and so much more. Human beings are always using energy also, and we use it to create. It moves through us, it moves through our mind brain to create. The situations of energy creation allows there to be a release, a residue that is like the exhaust from the gasoline you use in your car. And that continues to waft through our world. The situations of trauma, fear, anger, frustration, panic, etc. create waves that reflect those emotions, and they are released into that great sea in which we all exist and breathe, just as surely as those waves of love and good and vibrancy of life, both in our world. The terror, the pain, for example, that exists within the families of Syria for what is happening there. Just like the radiation toxicity that was released in Japan, all drift around the planet. They do not stay in one place. And they will be in our world and in our lives. Those clouds move, they create damage and harm. And if we're not aware of them, they can knock our feet out from under us. So what to do? First, become aware of yourself, your presence, your values, what you love, even your weaknesses. The more you know who you are, the more easily and quickly you will identify who you are not. In my example, I knew myself well enough that I had not ever entertained those thoughts or feelings. They were not rippling up from within me. But remember, knowing that is the booby prize. Disconnecting from them is not enough. What to do with the knowing is what will move you from a novice, where we all begin, to becoming a master of your own life, standing upright through those waves. And that is what we want to be. The greater space, the greater power, if you are a healer, a transformer, a change agent, is to be within a physical body suit. In a physical body suit, in a life on earth, you are the voice of authority. And so, sitting in that waiting room, I quickly recognized that those energies were not coming from within my system of values. Step one. Step two, anyone who believes, knows, or even hopes that there is intelligence beyond oneself into that greater unseen that we might call source, mystery, or the greater, would have tools to use to stop, identify, and then transform. So in this case, I identified the specific construct, skinhead thinking and emotions. And I declared firmly, this concept, this agenda is not, capital not, acceptable in my life or my world. And I held that declaration firmly in mind, broadcasting those frequencies into the vast energy sea, knowing that they will neutralize the frequencies that almost swept me away. There are a lot of processes available, ways that you can fill your own personal toolbox to work in this world of energy from which the physical grows. If you find yourself curious, begin your own research. Find mentors, teachers, books, videos. There are so many out there that will equip you to walk upright and stay strong. Many blessings, and I'm always open for conversation and questions.